That's exciting.
Also, remind everybody we got the safety tools.
Yeah.
As well.
Nice.
We've got safety tools. To point that towards you on the left-hand side, there should be a little safety hat. Clicking on that, and they've got the please stop. This is okay. Please fade to black. Pause. We can keep going. Fast forward or rewind. Which safety tools are important for D&D and Pathfinder in any tabletop game. Remember, communication is key.
Yeah.
Ah, my apple.
Leanne, are we recording?
Yes.
Good. Good start.
I gave the same energy as my anarchy symbol.
Shelps, you're raising your hand. Katie, you're raising.
I'm trying to see if there's a way to unraise my hand once it's been raised.
I know, me too. Oh, yep, just click it again. Just click it again.
Where's the,
Did that do
raise
it?
the
I gotta do
roof
it one more
button?
time.
Please stop.
Please stop.
Did my hand go down?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Okay, I was confusing myself because like the little pop-up that's like so and so has raised their hand like lingered, and I'm like, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see the hand next to me now. All right.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
It
Okay,
pops
I'm done.
Pops up in the corner there. A little.
Hi there. Welcome to. Oh
I-
fuck! What did we name the? What did we name the? What did we name the?
Wonderful
I think-
Pathfinder time. Unofficial. It's a working title. We don't know.
Yeah.
Barovia
Here's the
stayed
thing,
horrible,
just-
so it worked.
Yeah.
I just want to say this. We know that whenever we use the working title, it's just going to be the title. Like,
Well, the working title we've been going with was Ace Brigade, and there's that thunder.
Ooh. Nice atmosphere.
We were going with Ace Brigade, and then horrible or wonderful Pathfinder time crossed our paths.
That's a good one too.
I'm kind of partial to Ace Brigade still, but it
Yeah.
How about,
that one
oh, yeah.
that one group did send us those dice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we gotta honor.
I was gonna say, if nothing else, that's definitely gonna end up being the party name.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. A Scraggy Doo and the Mystery Gang. Scraggy Doo.
I guess it's my turn to leave. Bye.
God.
I like this.
Lord.
A real problem on our hands. Oh my god, how fucking dumb would it be if I just no more Scrag voices, just Rocco.
No.
I would strangle you. I would strangle you. My hands will come across Canada, just through the internet, and strangle you.
She's gonna strangle you with the green hands on screen.
Yes.
Just imagining Leanne's hands reaching physically over the entire length of the country of Canada. Strangled Dan.
This is
Hey,
what.
where's that picture of Riley?
Oh shit! Wait,
The
which
one that was your Twitch icon that with the hand reaching out.
I should have it. Hold on a moment. Let me find it.
Lord.
So in case anybody was worried that this campaign was going to be anything different from the last one, rest assured, it's the same old
More of the
garbage.
same.
Same
Yeah,
shit,
still
different day.
must be
Let's go.
Yeah, and a new system.
New system. We are
We're doing
now.
Pathfinder 2e now.
Yeah. I've been using Pathfinder 2e with some other groups, and we've been enjoying the things that it does differently. The character customization is way more in depth, which is what I like doing. I like customizing characters to suit what is in my head. And there's just enough rules where it helps to facilitate combat better, I think.
Especially with the way that we have,
Yeah. I was finding with 5e I was going back on my own decisions a lot because I would forget what I had ruled previously. Now that's not a problem. There's a rule for that.
I will say, Pathfinder's certainly more complicated, but if you're putting in a system like Foundry, I think, I'm not going to say it's better in every way, but those complexities kind of get nullified, at least to a degree. Like, it's very easy to keep track of.
Yeah,
and
it
you still get
automates
the
a lot of
essence
stuff.
motivation.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's a lot less mystery to it, I think, with this, just because, like looking at, admittedly, like Dan said, there's a lot of rules and stuff, but, like, when you have something like Foundry, which is we're using a new virtual tabletop, Foundry, so much of this is, like, anything that, like, you don't have to make a decision about is automated, and anything else, it seems like it gives you very clearly, all right, here's where you find, here's where you put all of your, it's all arranged very well in a way that makes sense, and I like a lot. It's very nice to have all this.
It, like, automates flanking. As long as you're flanking correctly and targeting the right thing, it will automatically add the what needs to be added there. Which
Except
is
with Gertie's dumb ability, which is...
Yeah, Gertie's dumb ability is dumb, but we will figure that out as we go.
a really good, well-designed ability. It just does not work in Foundry.
Well, I was looking at it. It looks like it's an action, so you do still have to remember to activate that on her turn.
Yes, because she only gets 2 actions, and I think that is one of them.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway.
I think that's enough preamble, and everybody's settled.
Yeah.
Preamble.
Are we ready?
Oh, also, we're doing, Leanne's doing a homebrew world for us.
Yes.
Yes.
This
Yes,
is
introduce us to the world.
Yeah.
the world.
Paint us a picture with words, Leanne. Let's
Word
mute so Leanne can paint a
picture.
picture with words.
I'm
Yes.
going to mute so Leanne can lore dump.
Oh my god, I almost disconnected again.
Oh
Instead
no! Shelves, stay!
Chubb's like, lore, I'm out of here.
I am notorious for hating lore. I have no time for this.
Ah.
Just kidding, I love you. Feed it to me with a spoon, okay?
So, the continent of Tridene, which is where our story will begin. It is the 5th moon of the year 1285. A bright and sunny day along the seaside city of Horizon's Gate, the capital of the country of Dathgard, is bustling with activity. People out and about performing their daily duties. The noise of conversation and laughter on every corner. The scent of salt and cooked food clings to the air, and the warm spring heat heats the cobblestone road that you're walking on. A skittering rat folk woman leads 3 people down the eastern bank of the Far Bridge River. People on the street can't help but glance at the folks wandering through town. A shadow, a goblin, and a very pale elf. All uncommon sights in Horizon's Gate. They've all been on the road for quite some time, and they're finally seeing their destination. You can't all help but remember how it all began. Nash, could you please describe yourself to me?
Sorry, that's me being excited. Okay. Alright, so among this group, there was a shadow mentioned, and in fact there is what appears to be a man of some tiefling origin walking along with the group, probably taking up in the back, mostly, looking around in wonder at anything that he could see, no matter how mundane it might be to others. He very much looks like your stereotypical tourist, or he would if you could see anything about him. He is, in fact, a perfectly stark black silhouette. It's like somebody took a person and put the hue slider all the way down, or the saturation slider all the way down, and the contrast all the way up. The only detail that you can make out is the irises of his eyes, which are a very, very pale gray, almost white, and a bright white painting around his eyelashes and eyebrows, just to give him some sort of readable facial feature. Once you got done looking at how weird that whole mess is, you would also notice that this shadow's shadow does not match the main shadow. Whatever this person is, their shadow seems to be reflecting them in shape only, and is looking around almost as if a second tourist taking in completely different sights. It is not looking where the person that casts it is looking. So that's neat.
So that is neat.
Jot that down.
That is Nash.
And it was nearly 2 months ago now, as we find Nash in the settlement of Silvertown, in the People's Republic of Sevilla, a country to the north of Dathgard. A place once named for its silver mines now seems like a cruel joke the townsfolk had. A cruel joke to the townsfolk, as the mines had long since dried up. A cold frost of winter had begun to thaw, but there's still a sharp chill in the mountain air. As you're packing your bags, your sister, Moxie, is hovering over you. She looks a little out of place, monochromatic against the warm hues of the house. No color appearing on her person, save for a red scarf she has tied around a scrape on her forearm she got while tinkering with a new invention. So, you're heading to Riversend first, then off to Dathgard?
Yes, dear, that's the plan.
You know, they probably have a lot of work here in Sevilla. Oh, sorry, the People's Republic of Sevilla. Dear, do they really have to say the whole thing every time? And in the corner of this cabin is a man with a smile on his face. Her husband, Tobin. The people fought tooth and nail to allow us to stand on their own 2 feet, away from the king's tyrannical rule. I think it's right we do to respect the people's choice. And she just rolls her eyes at him and gives a small smile. Look, Nash, if you do get to Horizon's Gate, I need you to get me a copy of the airship plans that they've been showing off. The greedy Death Guardians are holding all that tech to themselves. And I think it would do us all a world of good to have something like that here. You know how much easier it would be to seed the fields with something that flies?
Oh, certainly, darling, I'll get right on that. I'm sure they have rows of them in every gift shop.
You've always been good at finding things, brother. So please, if you can, something, anything.
Of course. You know I will do my best. And you know that I expect you to do your best on that request I gave you.
Oh, you know me. I'm already working on it. Depending on how long you take, it will definitely be done by the time you're back.
I have no doubts. Of course, I don't know how long it will take. I don't exactly have a plan, but that's the fun of it, I suppose.
Well, even if you headed right down to Horizon's Gate and back, that's at least a few months.
Plenty of time, then.
I will miss you, brother, so, you know, be careful.
Aren't I always?
No! She gives you this big toothy smile.
Well, I will do my best to start. Don't be too sad to see me go. You know I like to wander and... Well, it's best if I don't stay in any one place for too long.
Of course. And, well, it does give me a bit more alone time with my husband. He just turns a little bit red as he tries to not look at you too.
And on that note, and he's going to take his bag and shoulder it and turn towards the door.
Yep. She waves you out as you head off on the road. Not too long after Nash had left Silvertown, he found himself on the border between Sevilla and Dathgard, at a small goblin settlement called Camp on Pinkwater. Pickles, could you please describe yourself?
So, walking alongside Nash in the street back in present day, I imagine we kind of zoom out from Nash and then back in on Pickles. You see, there's a little a goblin, standard like a oxidized copper green skin, these bright gold eyes. He's wearing a bowler hat, and it's a pretty beaten up, ratty old thing. Most of his clothes really are a little ratty, but not necessarily from age or like misuse, but more so like just the sort of the just general wear and tear. You see, he's got on his left ear, he's got a little. His left ear is actually cut a little bit, so it's kind of rounded off. And he is wearing a very long coat that almost brushes against the ground. The bottom is incredibly dirty, which is just covered all over in pockets, inside and out. He's got this huge belt with what looks like sort of a bit of cloth rolled up to the side, sort of, buckled to it. He's got tons of like reagents and vials and things all over him. It just seems pockets upon pockets upon pockets. He's got the one thing that does seem pristine about him is he has this small, in his hand, in his left hand, he's holding this timepiece looking thing. But it doesn't look like any watch that you would recognize. It looks like it ticks with the time as normal, but it also has around its edge different planets and other spheres, heavenly bodies moving around it. Traveling next to him is a very he really looks like the prototypical badger. He's smaller than a usual badger, because Pickles himself is I don't think I have him as, like, he's not even yet, he's 2'9". But this badger next to him looks both like just the most absolutely, you would turn a page in a dictionary and that would be for looking for a badger, and that would be what this creature looks like. But it is trotting along next to him, but it is leering at everything and everyone, including Pickles himself. And as you see, and Pickles is talking to Nash animatedly as, like, he's kind of looking around and looking at his watch. He's kind of he seems to be just trying to drink everything in with his eyes as much as he can. He says, I told you, I am this close to cracking where lost socks go. I swear, it's some sort of alternate dimension. I'm sure of it. He is, he's got this pocket watch in one hand, and occasionally he'll just he'll put it down in a pocket, and he'll take out a small notebook, and he'll, like, write a little bit in it and put it away. He seems to always be doing something with his hands. And that's Pickles.
Yeah. So, Pickles, it was also almost about 2 months ago, maybe a little less, when we see you heading out the door of a little goblin hut. The hut has all kinds of vials and cups and tubes filled with bubbling liquid of every color. A middle-aged goblin woman with a baby slung around her back is giving you a dirty look. So we're not good enough for you? You're just gonna leave your family who feeds and houses you? You're gonna make your mother cry.
Ma, No, it's not that y'all aren't good enough for me. It's just I got other things I want to do with myself.
At least when Blitzy left, she left to be an alchemist. You'll die of old age before you master all the magical who's-a-whatsits.
Ma, I don't want to... I'm no good at... I don't want to be an alchemist, Ma. That's... listen, Look, and you see in the past Pickles, like, he sort of does some sort of arcane, sort of symbols in his hand, and he, like, opens up his coat, and out of the coat jumps Bastard, and it's like, I'm good at this.
Oh, woohoo, you made a critter.
Listen, this is what I'm good at, and if y'all don't want to support me in my dreams, then I guess we're done here.
Brian Grimble will miss their brother. Little Dill will never get to know you. You'll die out there.
I promise I'm not going to die out there. I will become the greatest wizard in the world.
And like as you're saying that, the baby on her back, little Dill, is like gnawing on your mother's ear. And she just kind of goes, "Fine, leave, see if I care. Dill will never leave me." And then he's like got most of her ear in his mouth at this point.
Listen, I don't need you to try and guilt me. We've had this conversation 1,000 times. I'm going, okay? I'm going.
Then get!
And Pickles will he will sort of storm out the door, and making sure the bastard leaves too, and he will slam the door behind him, and then lean up against the outside sort of wall of the hut, and he will just sigh the biggest sigh. Well, where to now, huh, you little bastard?
And we'll cut out, and it was just the three of you for a little bit, Bastard, Pickles, and Nash, wandering down the Great Divide, the mountain range which separates Sevilla and Dathgard from the Emperor of Ophenia. You crossed down into the Ashling Woods, and you came across some elven ruins. In there you met the Ratfolk Professor, Miri Fieldblossom, which I'll just quickly make her visible on the map. Ta-da! There she is. Miri.
Ah, yes! She's so good!
She was hopelessly lost and separated from a group of adventurers that she had hired to escort her to these ruins. But you also came across Creek. Creek, could you describe yourself to me?
Yes. All right. So, she's pretty much a very intimidating figure, covered in ratted leather and a moth-covered cloak, holes, mud, all the who's and what's its. Literally could look like she can just beat your ass, but tilt her hat a bit, and you'll see a ghostly figure, just completely pale, almost translucent, with flowing, literally flowing, white hair, with a little bit of blue hues in them. Yeah, she has a very soft face, even though she looks like she's been drinking nothing but coffee for the past 2 months. Just big bags under her eyes. Looks haggard, but still super soft skin. But yeah, definitely don't fuck with her. One hand she has a bow and arrow, and the other hand she has a big ol' axe. So ooh.
Yeah, the storm's kicking up. Now, Creek, before you came to be in the Ashling Woods, in the presence of the professor here, you lived somewhere else. Deep. You lived on the other side of the Great Divide, in the Empire of Ophenia, deep in the Silver Moon Woods. That is where you spent your whole life. The Silver Moon Woods is an oddity in the Empire. Touched by the Fae, it is twisting, winding, and strange beasts roam. It's where the Wood Elves have fortified themselves against the Empire's invasions. You knew little of what went on beyond your forest, however, and even the City of the Elves was a place you rarely ventured in. You made this strange magical wood your home instead, guiding those who had lost their way back to theirs. One day, though, you found yourself in a section of the forest you had not seen before. Large columns, half decayed by time. You suspected it was a temple long swallowed by the wood. Wandering through the ruins, you hit with a pang in your heart that you just can't place. It's like deja vu, but you just can't pin down what it is you're trying to remember. There's something familiar about it all, but It's like a word at the tip of your tongue that escapes you. Eventually, you find a strange circular platform in the middle of the ruins. As you go to examine it, your vision is hit with a blinding white light. You feel suddenly very dizzy and land with a sudden jolt. You look around and realize that the room you're in is completely different. And that underlying hum of magic you've grown to feeling in the Silvermoon Woods is just gone. It's still and silent, like a tomb. It's at this point, cutting through the atmosphere, you hear a voice go, "This place used to be full of such magic." And you turn around, and you see a strange creature. It's long, it resembles a cat. However, it has far too many legs. It tilts its head to you and purrs. "My name is Suki. We've met before, a very long time ago. So it's good to see you."
I was gonna say, does Creek remember this Suki?
You do not. You have never seen this creature before in your life.
Interesting.
At least,
All right.
that's what you remember.
Yeah, with like my hazy brain.
Yep.
Creek just kind of clears her throat, goes, "Well, I apologize, but I don't seem to recall you."
That's all right. I suspected as much, looking at what you've become. It's a shame.
What I've become?
You're not what you used to be. Though I do hope you've learned a thing or two since those times, even if you've forgotten me.
You know of me? Like, before I became this?
I do. Or I did. Perhaps. Even longer than that.
I kind of immediately want to do an insight check.
Yeah, go for it. This is... In Pathfinder, there is no insight. It all comes down to perception. So roll me a perception check to sense motive.
Ooh. Okay, how do I roll that?
Alright, so... First roll of the game, guys! So, load up your character sheet.
First roll!
First roll!
So when you load up your character sheet here, there on the left-hand side here, where it's got like your hit points, your armor class, under that it says perception.
Right, there it is.
And there's a little dice next to it, and if you highlight it, it should say perception check.
Okay. Hold on, it wants me to do... Yeah. Public roll. Yes, go for it. Boop.
And it should come up with that extra, and it'll roll your dice, and you roll a 25.
Ooh, nice.
Cool. So for that...
Very quickly, just to make sure that we have like all these mechanics ironed up, you said you did a public roll?
I think...
I thought I did.
I think you must have pressed the eyeball next to the dice.
I did. Hold on.
Doing that makes it a secret roll, so I get to see what happens. And in the future, we probably will do some secret rolls, which means I won't tell you what the result is. You will have to just assume. But for now, we'll go with that. You rolled 25.
I just wanted to make sure that like Foundry was working totally fine.
Oh yeah, no, this is good to know going forward too. Is that sometimes I will ask you for secret checks.
I thought I was changing the settings on it.
That thunder. Mwah. The timing.
Chef.
It is a nasty thunderstorm right now. But
no, it's perfect.
But yeah, you look this creature up and down, and You don't get the feeling it's lying to you. It's definitely hiding something, but what it's saying is true.
Okay. Good to know, good to know. Creek just looks continuously puzzled and just says, "Who are you?"
As I said, my name is Suki. I'm a spirit of the forests, and a friend to the elves, or at least the elves that used to be, before everything went wrong. Before the Empire. But I have somewhere I need to be, so you really must excuse me. If you can, please keep an eye on the little mouse. And she points to the unconscious body of Professor Mirigfield Blossom.
Oh no.
And the strange cat-like creature jumps on the platform behind you, and it lights up again, and she vanishes. Because apparently a dog's barking. Reggie! I'm out! And there lies the unconscious body of the professor. And you are left alone in this dark room.
Yeah. Creek is just annoyed at this point. Just goes, shit. Since I'm here, and she walks over to the small creature and kind of checks her pulse, see if she's doing okay.
Yeah, as you go to check her pulse, her eyes groggily open as she sits up and looks at you, and then she just screams.
Good morning.
Where am I? Oh dearie my! Oh dear! And she's looking herself over. Where's the crystal? No, where's everybody? Oh, the cat! Ugh. And she looks at you and goes, "Dear, do you have any idea? Did you see a cat?"
I saw a creature that might have been considered a cat, but
I knew I shouldn't have let them go behind me. They kicked me out of the... You wouldn't happen to be able to help me back to Horizon's Gate, huh?
Of course. I will guide you. Are you injured?
Just emotionally.
Emotional damage!
And with that, the two of you exit out of these elven ruins and bump into Nash and Pickles. And at this point, I'm going to just swap maps here because we're now in Horizon's Gate proper. Might take a moment to load.
Here we are.
Here.
And so, we'll cut ahead to the Horizon's Gate Academy. As you wander down the center street, past the churches and the markets and the center district, at the end of the road you see several buildings, but the largest is the Horizon's Gate Academy. Long halls, tall spires, domed roofs, and the buzz of learning. The small professor who you've wandered with for probably about a month and a half at this point just goes, "Well, this is me. I must thank you three for walking me all the way back here. I set aside some pay for the original campaigners party, but I'm sure I'll send some more money for you. You just gotta go to the guild and pick it up."
The guild, ain't this,
The guild's down the street there. Closer to the river.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
You sure you're gonna be alright from here?
yeah, this is my home. I've missed it.
You live here?
Yeah, I live, well, not on campus, but I gotta report my
okay.
findings. But I live over in the center district. I've got a little house there. But if you need to see me, come here. I do not want you coming to my house.
Gotcha. Sorry, but you understand my confusion. I thought you... Never mind.
That's okay. But really, you all saved me, really. I didn't know what I was going to do when I got separated from the people I hired to get me out there. I hope they're okay. Ugh.
Well, I can't speak for them, but it was no trouble at all for us. It was just a serendipitous meeting.
I appreciate that. It was a lot less dangerous coming back than it was going there. There was nasty plants and a skull peeler. I didn't like the skull peeler.
Yeah, they're not the nicest, I've heard.
You think they look so cute? They look like little monkeys with little fairy wings, and then they go and try and eat your head. It's just...
I don't think you earned the name Skull Peeler by being nice.
Well, thank you so much.
I think I had a cousin one time who got a nickname something like Skull Eater, but I mean,
Oh dear.
you can guess what his whole thing was.
Was it metaphorical or literal?
You know, most goblins, that kind of thing would be metaphorical, but he very much did consume skulls on occasion. It was not good for his digestion.
I wouldn't think so. Bones don't really digest well, I would assume.
Not even his side of the family. I mean, they had a reputation for eating anything and everything, but he lived to like what, 3, 4?
Oof,
Definitely not more than 5.
that is rough.
I mean, it's pretty good for his side of the family, to be honest.
Oh dear. Well, I've got a lot of paperwork to do, so it was nice. Thanks again. I will send the money to the guild. You might want to head there anyways if you plan on picking up any more jobs. 'Cause legal reasons, you're not really allowed to take many jobs without being a part of the guild.
Is there a... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, may our paths cross again, and please stay safe, alright?
Of course, if you need to learn anything about Elven ruins, history, I'm your mouse.
Yes, I'll hit you up, as they say.
And she gives you a little wave and scampers off. But at this moment, we cut across the campus of the academy and into the upper districts of Horizon's Gate. The Sea Foam Inn, an inn reserved for traveling merchants, nobles. It's near the various foreign embassies and costs more than most would care to pay. But Vaz, you have made your way there. Could you please describe yourself?
Oh boy. Okay, so Vaz is human, pale complexion, small, about 5'3". She is dressed very ostentatiously in this red, duster, and she's got these black epaulettes with, gold braids on it, and this cape that goes from cream to, a sunsetty orange. She's got black and white striped pants and this big, annoying red hat with feathers that go the color of the sunset coming out of it. She has a square face, a aquiline nose, and an expression that could be best described as Cheshire-like. Her hair is brown, curling slightly, except for the right part of her bangs are white and straight. Her right eye is like a orangey red sort of color, and her left eye is this very light yellow.
Gotcha. And yeah, you have been staying in this inn. It is where all the best nobles. Like, it is the fanciest place in town. It has this Eastern aesthetic to it, and it's known for its big hot springs in the center of the inn. And you've come up to the counter, as you've done every day that you've stayed here. The woman behind the counter turns to you and smiles. You've come to know her as Hikari Harada. She's wearing an elegant blue kimono, and she's got long black hair that is tied neatly into a bun. Red marks paint her forehead and cheeks in a little pattern. "Oh, greetings. Your wait has paid off, miss. I have a letter here for you." And she hands you a letter with elegant script on it. You immediately recognize the hand of your love, Hermes.
Thank you, darling. Let me read this just a moment.
All right. My love, Vasilisa. Vasilia? Oh, sorry. How do you pronounce your full name?
Vasilisa.
Vasilisa. I hope this letter finds you safe, well, and a step closer to your goal. Every moment apart makes my soul ache with longing. However, I know that your journey is too important to your future, and thus I simply look forward to the day when we can reunite. I have found some solace in performing in a new play at the Royal Theatre. Knowing I have steady income for the time being is always a relief, not just to me, but to your father as well. It is a retelling of the Battle of Serenity, which took place hundreds of years ago, that ancient fight between the Empire and the elves of old. It is quite romantic, if not a little fanciful. I believe the director took some dramatic liberties, as I fear there was no musical number in the original battle. I do hope that one day I can perform my role as the Prince Eldris for you. The play really is a sight to behold. Every day I will wait, and every day my heart grows fonder. Come home safe, my shining jewel. Forever yours, Hermes.
Vasilisa does this big dramatic sigh and clutches the letter to her chest and just, oh, by the gods, I do miss him. Something terribly.
Oh, a letter from your love, then.
Yes, from my fiancé, my dearest, darlingest Hermes. He's an actor, back in, where the fuck am I from? Hold on. I just blanked on the name.
All good. This is all new stuff.
I'll get it eventually. Oh my god, hang on. This is why I have written notes as well.
Yeah.
Is it Udria?
Udria is the country.
Udria is the country. I am from Dragot.
Dragot.
Yes. He's an actor in Dragot. He's usually the leading man in the performances. Have you found your way up north that way at all?
Oh, no. It's a bit cold for me up there. Also, I hear that there's mostly humans up that way, and I hear it's kind of spooky.
The legends that the reputation that we build for ourselves as being spooky is vastly overrated, I assure you. Unless you go looking for trouble, it very rarely finds you.
Oh, I'm afraid trouble tends to find me. And, as she, says that, she gets, this nervous look on her face as two little ears pop out from her bun, and she, they're little fox ears. And she goes, oh! She starts to, try to pat them down back into her bun. Oh dear.
Goodness, darling, you don't need to keep up pretense with me. I promise any secrets you have are safe with me. I may be many things, but I'm not a gossip.
Oh, and as she relaxes, her ears pop out again, and she gets this more fox-like appearance on her face. People are so they're very untrustful of Kitsune, so I try to hide my features.
Understandable. Typically people I have found, if you... Oh, who am I kidding? People very much do rely on appearances, so it is unfortunate, and I do hope that people do treat you better than you have been treated in the past.
It is definitely better here than at home. But they still are... Those that know what a kitsune are tend to be a little suspicious. So many tales of us tricking folks. You get one guy going being a jerk to people, and suddenly...
Well, as long as I can continue to stay at this inn and you don't do anything untowards me, then I have no preconceptions about what a kitsune may or may not do.
Speaking of that, you are almost at the end of what you've prepaid. I will need another payment if you're going to stay another night.
About that. Would you happen to know where I could possibly pick up some odd jobs or something, some sort of task befitting someone of my station?
Well, I'll say this. The guild house for the Horizon Walkers, the Campaigners Guild, they're just down by the river. They do all kinds of odd jobs, and they're definitely the easiest guild to get into that doesn't require hard labor or lots of hours of work.
Capital. It's just a little adventuring. What could it hurt? Thank you very much, my darling, and I shall be back, presently, I presume, but just in case, I'll take my things with me.
Yes, very good. I'll be waiting.
Have a good afternoon.
And she waves and gives a little, but then she puts her hand back and does a little bow instead as you leave. And you make your way out past the Seafoam Inn and start heading towards the Horizon Walkers Guild House, which is where everybody else is making their way as well. I'll start moving people. And as the four of you start to converge paths, you spot the Horizon Walkers Guild House. It is it's made out of stone and wood, but it has a bright window that lets in a lot of light and a sign that protrudes from the front that swings in the breeze with a a symbol of a sun cresting over the horizon. And as you catch that in view, you also see a man with a breastplate affixed with a gold emblem with a pair of scales etched into it. He looks like he's in his late 30s. However, both his hair and his mustache are stark silver. I'll just put him on the screen there. There he is. And his hair and mustache and little goatee shine in the dawn sun. Or I guess it would be midday at this point. Midday sun. And he's pulling on a chain, which is around the wrists of a lizard folk man. Scrag, can you please describe yourself to us?
Gladly. So, in these chains, there is a hulking reptilian creature. He is about 6 feet tall and bulkier than really any human. And he has long digit-grade legs and arms that you think could probably hang almost all the way down to the floor. Behind him, he's dragging this sort of thick, long tail. It's almost as long as his entire body, and he kind of has tufts of blue feathers along his sort of teal skin. Basically where you might find tufts of hair on a mammalian creature, like his chest, his wrists. And he seems to be yanking on the chains every now and then. He's clearly not happy about being restrained, and doesn't seem to really understand what's going on. And he keeps trying to get this guy, he keeps going, Lockhart, where is Gertie? Where is Gertie? he seems to be repeatedly talking about Gertie. Someone clearly that he really, really misses.
And he yanks a little harder on the chain and looks at you with those sharp silver eyes and goes, Gertie will be at the guild house. You have broken the laws of this land, and as such, you are required to serve time. As a first offense, you will be required to work for the Horizons Walkers Guild, and for any task that they assign to you.
Give me Gertie.
You will get your filthy little creature when you finish what your job is.
When he hears Gertie being called filthy, his like the feathers on his head, it just completely stand up on edge, and he just starts hissing.
And Scrag, in this moment, you have to wonder how it came to this. Not too long ago, you left your home in the Kupla Islands and made your way to the mainland. You stayed for a bit with an old barkeep in the small town of Orr's Rest before heading to Horizon's Gate. When you arrived here, though, you didn't spend time in the bustling streets of the city. No, you found yourself in the tunnel system beneath the city, a cluttered, damp room with a small, little market. There's no more than a handful of stalls. People with hoods up and their faces obscured, examining wares. The quality and variety of these goods is all over the place. You had set up a little, let's say, booth at one end. A man comes up to you. What you selling?
Hello there, sir. Would you like to buy a velociraptor?
A what?
Velociraptor.
Can't say I've heard of that. Can you eat them?
He then, as though it's the most normal thing in the world, picks up a little baby velociraptor and just puts it on the counter in front of him. And it's just kind of
Do they taste good?
No, they're not for eating.
Why are you selling them?
Are you a hunter?
Of a sort.
Scrag nods, and then he sort of whistles, and then another larger but still quite small velociraptor comes sort of toddling out of a tent behind him. And Scrag takes out what looks like a piece of... Hi, Mom. Sorry. I'm on the call. Yes, please. Sorry about that. He takes out what looks like a chunk of meat, gnarled and bones, and yes, Scrag's mom shows up. And he tosses it in the air, and he sort of whistles, and Gertie leaps and just snatches it out of the air and just like a dog with a chew toy, kind of just shakes it for a little bit and then gulps it down. And then Scrag goes over and pets Gertie.
Why, that is quite a trick.
Yeah.
How much you selling them for?
Greg pauses for a second because he doesn't actually know how much his velociraptors would be worth. How much is a dog?
Depends on the dog.
Hunting dog. Tiny hunting dog.
Tiny hunt. And he is looking you up and down, a little smirk on his face. Goes, well, how about I give you this tooth I found? And it's like a normal ass human tooth.
Greg pulls out his necklace and says, I have many, many big teeth.
Ah, but this one's magical.
Greg will, Greg's probably going to fail this, I feel the need to say. But can I roll some kind of, wisdom or perception check?
Yeah, this would be perception. This would be sense motive. So roll me that perception check.
I actually think I'm proficient in perception. Yeah, I'm an expert in perception. Can it be a public roll or?
Yep.
All right.
11, so 18. This is... Got your level 1. You don't think the tooth's magical?
Greg lowers his eyelids. And he just sort of like puts his hands together and says, "You am under impression that Screg is stupid, because Daft Guardian is not Screg's first language. Yes, it's true. Iruxi does not have first-person pronoun. So instead of saying I sometimes say Screg. It's complicated. How many fucking languages do you know? Huh?
Why? You got quite a mouth on you.
Yeah, I do. I use it to bite things.
I bet you do.
Screg, I'm not going to be ripped off.
Well, you're in the wrong place for that. He just kind of smirks. And
Screg know what Screg have. Screg know what it worth. This, and he pets the little baby velociraptor. This is good dinosaur.
good dinosaur, huh?
Great dinosaur. Will
All
be your
right.
loyal companion for life.
So how about 2 teeth and this piece of driftwood?
Please leave.
And as you say that, you hear somebody further down in the little market here go, "It's the law keepers! Run!" And you see immediately people are scrambling, scooping up what they have, and they are ditching. And the guy in front of you goes, "Nice knowing you, mate," and leaves. He just books
You
it.
see,
As he
Greg only said he had to leave. Everyone else can stay. What is happening?
and he like scoops up the tooth and the piece of driftwood and a piece of gold that had been left on your counter, and he just books it.
Oh.
And at this point, men dressed very much like Lawkeeper Dixon Lockhart, the breastplate with the gold symbol with the scales on it, come bursting in. One of them grabs you and goes,
Hello,
You're
sir.
under-
Would you like to buy a dinosaur?
"You're under arrest."
Thank you. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
I would like a rest. Is there bed nearby?
And at this point, we'll cut back ahead to Dixon pulling you towards the Horizon Walkers Guild house. And as he is, everybody else comes up as well.
Pickles will absolutely be making sure the bastard is standing behind him at the mention of his insulting Screg's pet, it sounds like.
And yeah,
Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt the end of that. We were all dying.
good. I
wow,
am.
man.
I am.
Every-
So good.
I was in fucking hysterics, Dan.
Please leave.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like Screg actually has a really good wisdom score.
I'm not gonna
actually
lie,
really smart.
I saw that roll and I was thinking to myself, how the fuck does Screg have a +7?
Rangers, look,
Greg's
Rangers
broken.
have really good perception.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's
That makes
perfect.
sense, yeah.
Like I said, he's pretty smart. He just doesn't speak common doesn't speak Death Guardian very well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and there's a difference between book knowledge and world knowledge. He knows a lot about how he's been studying people. He knows what they
Actually,
Yeah.
he's actually proficient in persuasion too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't know that his dinosaurs are worth stuff. It's just he doesn't know like how much they are worth in like Death Guardian coin.
Yeah.
He just doesn't know. He knows that his dinosaurs are worth something. He just doesn't know how money works.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, do we see Scrag getting pulled away?
Yeah. He's pulling you to where you guys were heading towards.
Do any of you speak Draconic?
Oh, no.
1 second.
That would be a no from me.
No from Vaz.
Where is this? Where is this on the sheet? How do I tell where my languages are on the sheet? I do speak Draconic.
Assuming none of you speak Iruxi. So, Pickles, you probably recognize a little bit of what this lizard man is saying. It's mostly like, let go of me. But you recognize all the swears. Every single swear. You recognize instantly.
Ooh. And, like, you can hear Pickles, like, reacting, like... Nash, you can definitely see Pickles, like, reacting, and, like... He's like... there's a couple, like, he, like, widens his eyes, like, I didn't know you'd not be able to say that one anymore. Oh. Hey.
You think he said something about this guy's mother? I'm not going to repeat.
Pickles hesitates and then, like, tries to, like, carefully covers Bastard's ears.
And as you do that, like, Bastard's head, like, as the hands come to his ears, his mouth starts to move, and he bites a finger.
Pickles will jump back, like, okay, no, he probably did. It's fine.
Greg is, Bastard is getting a taste for human flesh and learning how to swear.
Goblin flesh.
I apologize.
Nash's painted eyebrows will just rise, and he'll say, "My, if it's troubling Pickles this much, it must be some colorful language."
Are you aware, Nash? Are you aware of the legend of the Eldest Swear?
No, but now that you've mentioned it, I am dying to learn.
I'll tell you another time.
Why do you do this to me? Every time. You think I won't remember, and it's because I won't, and you just see him pull a journal out of his book and start writing something down.
The Elder Swear.
And, yeah, you're all kind of, like, trailing behind, and as...
Just trying to not get too close, or, like, try not to appear... It's awkward because we're going to the same place, but we're trying to, like, not act like we are.
Yep.
Freak is, like, very hesitant, like, she kind of wants to help, but also is, like, since Pickles is so shocked by what Scruggs is saying, is, like, is this actually a bad guy, or does he need help, or Creek looks kind of lost.
Yeah. And Vaz, you come upon this scene of these strange people kind of hovering behind as this silver-haired man is dragging this lizard down the street.
Yeah, Scrag
Good
is
heavens.
not happy. And what is this guy's strength score? Because I think Scrag might actually be stronger than him.
I'm not telling you that.
Well,
they're going to the guild hall, right?
Yeah, going to the guild hall, and
Scrag is going to try and drag him to the guild hall.
Okay. Yeah, roll me athletics.
like, I'm in charge of this ride. Screw you.
So with that, you try to pull, and suddenly you feel this hard yank as you get pulled right in place. This guy's strength is stronger than you would expect from what looks to be just a human. And his eyes dart at you, and they shine that bright silver again.
Scrag just grumbles and then falls back in line.
All right,
try that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you try that again, and it will be jail time.
Okay, but at that yank, Creek definitely decides to walk up and, like, put her hands on that guy's shoulder. And goes, I know he might be in trouble, but you do not have to be that rough.
He takes a breath and looks at you, and, he starts examining this strange pale elf, and his eyes narrow, and goes, "Ma'am, this man was apprehended in the Undercity selling illegal creatures, dangerous creatures. I am letting him off lightly.
My creatures are paper trained.
They are also not legal in the city of Horizon's Gate.
I am being oppressed.
I'm being oppressed. Creek just narrows her eyes and just goes, "You can't blame a person for trying to make an honest living."
I can blame a person for making a dishonest living.
Greg was very honest. I'm selling velociraptors.
In the Undercity, where all the riffraff and scum and the Thieves Guild hawk their wares.
None of the nobles wanted to buy velociraptors.
Yes, because it is illegal.
Oh.
Does he look like that he knows the laws of your country?
No, which is why I am enforcing them now so that he can learn. Now, all I am asking is that you complete one, count 'em, one quest for this guild.
Ooh, Scrag like quests.
And I will let you off the hook as long as you donate that pay back to the lawkeepers. Anything you do after that is your own damned business. As long as you are no longer selling giant lizards in my city.
They are so cute.
They are vicious, dangerous creatures that will run amok.
They play fetch.
With
Pickles
people's
leans over
legs.
Pickles leans over to Nash and he whispers so that this man can't hear him. Doesn't it seem kind of backwards to enforce the law after someone's gotten in trouble? Like, wouldn't you want to educate them on the laws before they get in trouble so they know to not get in trouble?
It does seem that there should be some sort of seminar upon entry into the city of, hello, welcome to Horizon's Gate. You may not sell your dinosaurs here.
Maybe, after we do this, maybe we should go and see if there's, anywhere we can get the legal code for the city? Just in case there's anything else that's illegal, like badges.
All of a sudden, a half-orc paladin. No.
No.
Eamon doesn't live here.
Did someone say law?
Yeah, but I hate, you know what I mean? And I hate for them to have something else that's illegal that we don't know about. We don't get flamed in the clink and have to do more than we have to.
I don't have much in the way of illegalities on me that I know of, I suppose, but
Greg has
this guy didn't know that his dinosaurs were illegal.
That's very true. All I have is my shadow, and I suppose myself, and well, if those are illegal, we're about to find out shortly.
And Lawkeeper Dixon Lockhart is looking at Creek and then goes, "Ma'am, are you heading towards the guild?"
Surprisingly, yes. We are going the same way, so I will have my eyes on you.
If you will do that, he takes out a key and unlocks the restraints on Scrag. Then I will let him free. If he does not return to the Lawkeepers Guild with pay in hand, by the end of the week, we will come for him. I think that is more than generous.
Worry not. He will be in my care.
And he kind of nods and then casts a glance at you and goes, "She's in the guild. I wouldn't very well leave you without your pet. Just do not try to sell more." And he goes to turn to leave and he begins stomping off. But as he passes by you, Pickles, you feel his sharp silver eyes land on you, and you feel this strange prickling at the back of your neck. He looks suddenly very uncomfortable for a second, breaks eye contact before going, "Good day to you all." And
Pickles
he
also
turns to
looks
leave.
very uncomfortable.
Yes. Something feels very strange when you look into his eyes.
Greg is
Pickles.
already telling Krieg all kinds of dinosaur facts.
Oh, she is
Pickle-
listening
Pickles.
intently.
Nash was saying something?
Yes, Pickles. Two things of note. One, I believe I have learned that possession of dinosaurs is legal. It is simply the selling that is illegal. So,
Right.
good to know. Second, did she just recruit the dinosaur salesman?
I think I think... How did that happen? I looked away...
Also good to note. And it's at this point that Vaz had also approached and witnessed this whole scene. You would see Nash is still talking to Pickles, but his shadow seems to turn to face you and notice that you are there. And the arm of his shadow kind of waves out along the ground in Nash's line of sight, and he'll look and see it, and then look up and see Vaz there and say, hello?
Good afternoon. It seems I've walked in on something quite peculiar.
Yeah, peculiar. Pickles kind of rubs the back of his neck. He seems kind of lost in thought.
Yes, we seem to have all been audience to that particular scene. Just so I'm clear, Creek, did you just recruit the dinosaur salesman?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Recruitment is kind
His-
of a...
Nash's painted eyebrows just seem to furrow slightly.
Oh, shoot. Was that a bad idea?
There are ones with wings, and they are called pterodactyl.
Now it just concerns me that you didn't... It concerns me that you don't seem to be aware that you just recruited the dinosaur salesman.
Well,
You're my best friend now.
You're my best friend now. We're gonna have some tacos later.
What did Creek say? Creek said something, yeah?
Oh, you what? No, it wasn't. I'm good.
Okay.
I was just doing a meme. I'm having a good time.
Hey. Anyway,
I guess we should head on to where we were going.
It was impossible not to eavesdrop, but I did hear that you all were heading to the Adventurers Guild.
yes, would you also like to be recruited to our now burgeoning party of weirdos?
I beg your pardon, I'm far from a weirdo. Good heavens. Anyways, I was wondering if you could perhaps lead me to the Adventurers Guild. I am looking for a little bit of work for someone of a bit more genteel standing in sort of business.
You talk fancy.
Thank you. I've worked on it my entire life, actually.
Scrag, I've worked on it for 7 weeks.
And you are doing swimmingly, actually.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty good, pretty dang good for 7 weeks. Not gonna lie.
It is immersion.
Yeah.
Oh man, I adore Scrag. Oh, this campaign is gonna be so good.
Already having fun.
It's the
Well,
most
we're
fun
already on our
character
way.
I've ever played, maybe.
Oh man, there's so many. We've hit so many quotable moments, and it's just we're like at episode 1.
It's like all it.
Stay tuned.
It was a little. It was a little slow the first campaign because we'd never played together before, but I think we all know the vibes now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chaotic.
Well,
Did you just recruit the dinosaur salesman?
Beautiful.
All right. So I guess we go to the guild now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we
let's
can.
head on over.
Yeah.
Pickles throws up his hands and just assumes that Vaz is part of the party now.
Hell
He's
yeah.
like, okay,
so-
yet another person we picked up.
Yep.
Is is there a fluffy velociraptor inside the guild?
So, as you enter the guild house, you see a few rows of standing notice boards covered in paper. There's a few tables and chairs around, and a set of stairs leading up to a second floor. There's a large window in the back behind the counter that looks out over the river behind you guys. And at the counter, you see a man with tousled brown hair in an oversized jacket. His head is on the counter, and you can hear faint snoring.
Vaz will march right up to the counter, and if there is any sort of bell, she is smacking on it.
Yeah, there's a bell right in front of it. You smack it, and this man jolts right back up and goes, Hi.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the Horizon Walkers. How can I help you?
Yes, I was looking for a little bit of adventuring work, perhaps. Something maybe a bit on the easy side, but that does pay well. So anything you have like that, I would be glad to take off your hands.
You're a member? Can I see your wayfinder?
Pardon?
Your wayfinder?
Pickles holds up his watch and goes, will this count?
He kind of laughs and goes, No.
Nash reaches over and just grabs Pickles' hands and lowers it for him.
What is this?
Look,
Like a country club?
Let me lay down a few rules here. Welcome to the Horizon Walkers. We are indeed a campaigners guild, where people come to get jobs. However, you have to be a member to take jobs. To become one, usually there's a written test, followed by a practical test. But his eyes lay on Scrag. I knew you were coming. If you are working with him, I'll let the written portion slide.
Scrag, I'm good.
Then yes, I'm with the dinosaur salesman.
Nash
Good.
looks lightly disappointed at that.
Oh, yeah, Pickles actually looks disappointed. She's like, that's the bit that I would have done great at.
Well, you can still do it afterwards. But honestly, I don't have the paperwork right now. My name is Levy Ward, by the way. I'm the secretary here. Nothing happens in this hall without me knowing about it.
Why were you sleeping then?
Because I am exceptionally tired.
That is fair. Carry on.
Yeah, I mean, at least you're forthright about it.
But old Lockhart told me you were coming. But as I said, Fred, I can't give you any old contract. Not until you've registered with the guild, proven yourself. We'll do the written stuff later, but for now, I need your names, at least that. And he pulls out a piece of paper. Give me your names there, and I'll let you know what's what.
Well, darling, my name is Vasilisa Katerina Sofia Zenevieva Denkovskaya, but you can just put me down as Vaz. Everyone calls me Vaz, except for Daddy, who named me, and he's like, I can't bear to part with a single syllable of your name, darling. Why do you go by Vaz? And then I tell him, Daddy, it's my life. I will go by what I want to be called.
Pickles was writing.
And then she just stares at him.
Pickles was writing in his book to keep track of everyone's names, and as she says all that, he drops his pencil. Oh boy.
Nash had his own journal out and does not seem to have been stopped in the slightest, and just kind of like ends it right on time with the flourish as she's done talking.
Yeah.
You get the impression he may have written down the entire soliloquy.
Pickles pulls down Nash's journal to like look, but just for the name, and then he grumpily writes the name in his own journal for Nash.
Right. Vasilisa. And the rest of you, just write your name.
Greg's handwriting is the worst you have ever seen. It is just awful. He's holding it like a child holds a crayon. Like he hasn't quite learned how to use, like, I'm assuming is it like an ink pen or?
Yeah, it's like a feathered ink pen, so it's awkward.
Greg instead. He pulls out one of his own feathers, dips it in the ink, and then writes his name perfectly. after struggling with the ink pen.
Must be handy not to have to search for a pen, huh?
I think he
Is
ran
that
out of
good?
feathers.
Scrag, is he wearing like a coat or a hat or something?
Scrag?
No, the guy we're talking to.
He's wearing a coat. He is wearing
Scrag is
a very oversized coat that like goes all the way down to his wrists, and it looks like 2 sizes too big for him.
Scrag
Dan,
take another one of his sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to tell you real quick, if you'll put your mouse over the guy's token on the map, a picture of him will show up in that bottom corner.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Carry on.
Scrag will take out a feather and tuck it into like the collar of his coat, and then just kind of get a little pat.
Well, thank you. That's a mighty fine gift.
What happens if he runs out of feathers? Is he just
orphan.
I assume he grows more. Does it hurt though?
Yes,
I see.
immensely.
Makes it even a more mighty fine gift. And the rest of you.
Pickles will step up and he'll write his name down. It's literally he just literally writes Pickles. His writing is not as neat as Scratch is, but it's readable.
Nash will approach and in a very fine cursive simply write the name Tenacity. And as he turns to leave, his shadow will fall across the table and with its hand makes the motion to write something. But of course, nothing appears, but it seems satisfied in the effort.
And like,
My mind, I think the shadow just says, they stink.
Levi just like blinks as that happens. Goes, guess I'm not quite awake yet.
And like Creek has just been like eyeing this man, just like unintentionally, just intensely, just staring at this guy. Slowly walks up, puts a hand in her coat pocket, very menacingly, and then slams her hand on the table and reveals a handful of loose coffee beans.
He like looks down at them and back up at you, and like this thin smile comes across his entire face. This for me.
Help with the sleepless nights.
Oh, hell yeah. And he picks them up and starts munching. He doesn't even like brew them. He just starts chewing on these espresso beans.
Creek also slightly smiles. And then she takes the pen and actually writes her name pretty fluently. Like a really nice cursive as well.
Right. Gosh.
My bad.
That's alright. Levi claps his hands and goes, alright. Got your names. Now here is the assignment. You need the river ferry docks just down the road there. You can see them from the window here. He points out, and sure enough, you can see a couple of like small houses and a river ferry dock. They put in a request this morning. Seems a simple enough test of sorts. Seems some of the ferry workers' equipment was found damaged. There's some holes in the boats. Some ropes have been cut. All you have to do is find out who did it, or what caused it, and put a stop to it. Bring me some proof, and I'll consider it an accomplished task. And yeah, that should do it.
I'm a good swimmer.
And then he, as you say that, he goes, 1 second. And he gets up, stretches from his desk, and you can audibly hear his back crack as he gets up, stretches, and he goes up that set of stairs that you saw coming in. And there's a beat, another beat, and he comes down. In his arms is a big, furry velociraptor. who is kind of nuzzling his, like, the side of his cheek, and he goes, "Oh, aren't you a sweetie? I believe this is yours."
No, Gertie.
And as if on cue, like, her head turns to you, and like a dog that finally sees its owner, it starts squirming really badly in Levi's arms, and he goes, "Oh," and he's, like, trying to gently put her on the ground. And she dashes over.
Oh, my good girl. And then Scrag, like, he's, like, petting Gertie, and it's, like, scratching behind where her ears would be if she had any ears, and just, like, rubbing her tummy, and just, like, oh, I just... Like, basically like a dog.
Basically like a dog.
Pickle's looking at this, like, with a slight smile on his face, and Ashley goes, "We're with the dinosaur salesman, huh?"
Alright.
Almost think you want a dinosaur.
No, I'm good with the burden that I have to bear.
Don't refer to poor bastard that way.
Sorry, the immense responsibility of a creature that's almost half my size.
And Levi...
Bastard reacted. Oh, sorry.
Levi at this point goes back to his desk and sits down behind the counter. Well, that's the information. That's the hook. Let me know when you've accomplished the task. I'll be here.
What was the name of the, do you have a name of anybody who worked at this ferry dock?
Well, I'll tell you, the contract was submitted by Jenny Nimblewood. Other than that, well, figuring out what's happening, that's up to you.
That's Jenny with a J?
Yeah, Jenny. I'll type it in the chat here. Nimblewood.
Dope.
Not, it should come from him. I had Vaz selected.
Oh, whoops.
Let me do this properly. There we go. Haha!
Yeah.
Alright, thank you very much.
He pops another coffee bean in his mouth and you hear a crunch.
Hey, Creek, can I get some of those?
Oh yes, of course. Would you also like some dried fruits?
No, actually, just the coffee is fine, thank you, though.
Of course, of course.
You have spicy beans here?
Oh, they're spicy in a way. They do have a kick to them. Would you like some, lizard friend?
Greg doesn't eat the spicy beans anymore. They make Scrag ants.
Would you like some oats, perhaps?
Gertie would like... No, Gertie would not like oats. Gertie wants raw meat.
I'm afraid I am fresh out of raw meat.
That is okay. Thank you.
Next time I'll make you some jerky.
Greg loves jerky.
I guess Greg's getting on the same level as Greek.
He just
It's Greg's-
assumes that we're supposed to be whispering.
Yeah. Now he's like super conscientious of like what the laws are. He's like, does everyone whisper? Yeah, I guess I'll whisper too.
It's a secret. Scrag
Anyway.
likes jerky.
Alright, I guess, we're all going, huh?
Well, I mean, standing around here isn't going to get it done, now is it?
I suppose that's true.
Greg is already leaving.
Alright.
He's like, I'm gone. Bye.
Oh boy.
Gertie, we must investigate.
Let's follow
Yes.
the dinosaur salesman.
Yeah.
He needs to know what
By the way, I do need to point out, I do have the reptile speaker feat, so Scrag can understand literally everything Gertie says.
Cool.
Aw, nice.
Gertie is just like Doug from Up.
Yeah.
Yep, basically. I'm not exactly. If you want to bring back the Maggie voice for Gertie, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Let's go.
She just doesn't feel like she would have the Maggie voice, I don't think.
She's more like gremlin-y. And more like violent.
Yeah.
So cheap.
She's like a sweet little murder, you know?
Yeah, that's her
She's
cat
cheap.
So cheap.
Yeah, that's her cat Jeep.
So just Jeep.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, that's perfect.
I miss you so much. And then I got to go into the place, and then he gave me some food. But it was not good food. It was like dry. But I like that wet nut.
Yeah.
Gertie insists on the wet food.
I like the wet food.
Let's bring our goofy asses over to this river ferry dock.
Yeah, if this is the velociraptor we've hitched our wagon to, then we should do our best to keep up.
Keeps Greg from getting himself killed.
We must protect.
Scrap.
So yeah, the group of you now leaves the Horizon Walkers Guild house and starts heading towards the river ferry dock.
Oh, there's a map.
There's a map.
Loading
Scene
dock.
change.
It will load. It may take a second, and then I think I have to drop you on the map. 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a token with any vision. I'm going in blind.
Yeah, here we go.
Same here.
Randomly, let's drop.
Sure is dark down here at the docks.
Can I get Gertie?
Oh, this is slick. Look at that.
I
Hell
know,
yeah.
that's cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think we gotta... Can we drop the...
Yay!
Where's Bastard?
Yeah, there he is.
Yes,
There he is.
Messer.
Also, I apologize to anyone who's listening to this in company who would be bothered by the use of that word, but...
It's fine. He literally does it. His parents were not married when they... He's a fae creature.
Oh, badger marriage.
I like out of all of that, that's the bit that got you.
Yo, I'm just imagining it. It's cute.
Greg has most certainly officiated at least one dinosaur wedding.
That's cute as hell.
This is amazing.
So, on your way to and from the guild house here, you certainly saw ferry boats going up and down the river that cuts through the center of town. Some had goods, some had people, but there seemed to be several in operation at any given time you glanced over at the river. As you approach the docks, you see a handful of people coming and going. A group of around 10 people climb onto one of the boats, and it takes off. Another one parks, and people get off, carrying bundles of things. You see a building on the lower parts of the dock that has a sign that reads Farbridge River Ferry Company. You spot a halfling woman working on a boat in the middle of the area there. A hammer in her hand and nails placed between her lips.
Hello, we're looking for one Jenny Nimblewood.
She takes the nails out of her mouth and goes, "Over here, dear."
Oh, good.
No.
Well, that was easy. Mission accomplished.
I don't think finding her was the mission. I believe that starts the mission.
Oh, shoot. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
We are looking
Fine.
for the boat breaker.
It's all in
people.
my notebook.
Yeah, somebody had damaged a bunch of their equipment, I think.
Oh,
And I'm gonna move you a bit closer to her.
Yeah.
I like
Ooh,
how we
vision
moved as a
mechanic.
unit.
we zoom.
We straight up Scooby-Dooed it.
You Scooby-Dooed all over there. So, this woman has her hair kind of tied back with a headband. She looks a bit older, probably close to 50. She, claps her hands together. So, you lot here from the guild?
Quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us.
So I came into work this morning. She takes her hammer and points at the boat. And sure enough, there are small holes buried in this boat's bottom. These holes weren't here when I left last night. Got some ropes cut over there. Some tools are missing too.
Greg examine the holes in the boat.
Yeah, this is perception.
Greg's good at that. Maybe to get an idea of the nature. That's survival. I don't know why I put that.
Yep,
sorry.
not survival. If you wanted to look for the
That's a 19.
19. Okay. Yeah, with the 19, these look like little look like tusks have pushed through. Like you've seen animals push through stuff with their tusks. These are like small tusk shapes.
Nash is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
This was done by tiny creature.
Not like a drill or anything?
No. These are natural holes. A drill would be more uniform and mechanical. These came from a living creature.
You saying there's tiny boars running around?
Nash is.
Beware the boars.
Yeah.
You look away 1 second. There are 30 to 50 feral hogs.
Yes, good. I knew exactly where he was headed. That did not disappoint.
But
Yeah, Nash is going to do something.
yes,
there.
Nash.
Yeah. Nash is going to investigate the ropes that have been cut to see if the cuts match a more natural origin.
Yeah, go for it.
Nicholas would like to investigate the tools. Was the other thing?
Yeah, tools are missing.
Vaz would like to stand there and fan herself with her hat.
Yes, that is a fan check.
That's charisma, I believe. Okay, hang on. There we go.
Gertie
I had to find my other
fan
pop-up.
things.
All right.
God dang, +8.
+8. But with a 14, you look at the ropes that have been cut, and they look like they've been sawed by a blunt knife. Or at least something knife-like that has not been sharpened. Like, all the edges are frayed badly. Whatever cut it is not very sharp.
It's not a very clean cut, so no one with a well-kept sword. It could match with your assessments, Greg.
Nicholas would like to go over where the tools are kept.
Yeah.
Greg just
where is
nods
that?
vigorously.
So yeah, roll me perception for that too.
Sorry, I think I kind of missed how we do that. So I go to my sheet and I click what?
There should be on the left-hand side there, where your like hit points and armor class and all that are. There should be a little ribbon that says perception with a dice under it.
Okay. Just that. Okay. Perception check. Gotcha.
Yeah. Because in Pathfinder 2e, perception is kind of its own thing. It's not on the skills list like a lot of the other skills are. Or in D&D.
Okay, I've only got a +3 for that.
Yep.
13.
13. Yeah, with that, you look around and all of these tools look kind of... There's things that you don't really mess around too much with. You know that that's a hammer, and you know that is also a hammer.
Given that I have a proficiency in crafting.
Yeah.
Can I perhaps roll a crafting check to determine what might be missing? Because I think I actually...
Now that's clever, yes. I would allow that.
Okay, so I'd like to roll a check with my crafting, so just, okay. So the same as I would do?
Yeah, for that you would go, to there.
It's a 3.
3. Yeah, you're used to, like, crafting, but you don't know a whole lot about building boats.
Right. Yeah, that's not really my area of expertise.
Yeah, so you take a look at this and you go...
Okay. Has anybody got more of an experience with boats? Unfortunately, that is not my area of, knowledge.
Surprisingly, Scrag raises his hand.
I mean, of course, yeah, okay,
Scrag is on an island.
Okay, why don't you go investigate the tools, and let me see if I can glean maybe any more information from this boat. I can't tell what, we might be missing from there.
21. So yeah, you notice right away that there's a saw missing, as well as there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of extra nails. Seems like there should be more here.
Do I think that some of these tools were taken in a manner that is intentional, despite the fact there were animals involved with wrecking everything?
Things are definitely missing, and with like your with this is just with crafting, so nah, you're not entirely sure.
Do I think they might have been trying to build something specific, or?
With what little information you have here, you're not quite sure.
Okay.
Actually, I have a question for Jenny. Freak just asks, has this kind of vandalism happened before?
Can't say that it has. We don't even have a night guard here because we don't get a lot of folks tampering with our stuff. The river boats are important to everybody.
Oh, so the whole city uses them. Sorry, go ahead. You're doing this.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it wasn't right for them to tamper with one of the main resources for the town.
Like, of course, we always... There's sometimes children running around causing a little bit of trouble when they get bored, but I've never had them steal tools. I've never had them poke holes in boats. Usually they just... They draw dicks on things. You know how kids are.
What is a dick?
Oh, honey.
I'm
moving
going to
on.
pretend you did not say that.
Yes, I've seen the same-
Leanne.
Yes.
Okay, so down here at the docks, the ground that we're on, is it like cobble or stone or something like that, or are we on like dirt at this point?
It's more cobble. And it's cobble, and then there's like the wood of the docks.
Okay. Is there any trace of, or can I like perception investigate for any trace of like mud or anything from like the edge of the water itself that's been like tracked into the area?
Yes. Please
Oh,
roll me
clever.
that perception.
Okay.
I'm waiting for his features to come out for this, for his big investigative stuff.
I mean, right now the main one he has is that the DM has to tell me that there is a clue in the area, which like I think is kind of given here. Like there's some clues here. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
follow that.
There are clues.
Yeah. I don't get told what they are. It's basically like a little kid in the Blue's Clues episode going, "A clue, a clue."
Yeah.
But then they don't tell Steve where it is. Steve has to find it on his own.
A clue.
Like that exact one episode where he found a clue.
All right. With 18, you don't notice any mud, but you do notice that some of the cobblestones are a little like slick. And heading over, over here, I'm going to actually move you to where you would be. You kind of wander around this way, and you see that some of the deck over here is wet. It looks like things have kind of been dragged a little bit through here. It's faint. It started to dry in the sun, but...
Has anyone been working over in this area today?
Can't say that they have. I don't tend to go over that way. It's not where the boats are.
The boars have learned to swim.
And so at this point,
that's one way to interpret it.
The little sign of the river ferry company, it like snaps and collapses, and falls off the off of its little. It falls down with a clack.
Gracious.
She goes, "What? I just replaced that not too long ago." And she wanders over and picks it up and goes, "It's been eaten through."
Pickles would like to cast a spell.
Yeah. Cast me some spells.
I would like to cast, oh gosh, it's going to be a tough decision. I'd like to cast Read Aura on the boat.
Okay.
And I'd like to specifically target the holes in the boat if possible.
Okay. What does Read Aura do?
You focus on the target object, open your mind to perceive magical auras. When a cast is complete, you know whether that item's magical, and if it is, you learn a school of magic. I guess that's not quite the exact interpretation spell, but I'm wondering if I can use it to maybe determine if there's any sort of magical, anything magical about these holes that were made, if like the creature that made them left some sort of magical residue.
So you do feel a little bit of magic in the air. You're not entirely sure what school it is, but it tastes kind of like bubblegum in your mouth.
That's never a good sign.
Oh no, bubblegum.
Nash, there's definitely something at least slightly magical about what we're dealing with. Has anybody else got any magical experience?
Scrag raised his hand again.
What
Scrag lives on a
do you have?
magic island.
Not perhaps what I was looking for. Anybody else?
You
Oh,
know
no,
I
I
have
stay
no
away from
control
the
of my
stuff.
own.
Monkey shit. Okay. Let's just keep our eyes out. I do not like what's I'm worried we may be dealing with something more than just like an animal. We might be dealing with something supernatural.
And Nash, as you wander towards the edge of the area here, you see a little leg come up over the edge of the dock, and another, and another, as an octopus crawls up, and another octopus. And then suddenly you hear some giggling.
As the first one climbs up, he just goes, "Oh," and then when the second comes, he, "Oh, I see. Hello, all. I do think I have found something quite significant.
And
I have a theory."
It's wet food, Gurgi.
Creek rushes over.
Yeah.
Pickles will also rush over at the sound of what I'm sure at this point he understands to be Nash very much downplaying the seriousness of what he's come across.
Nash doesn't look like, he looks like mostly unfazed, like just a little bit like, "Oh, this is interesting," but you noticed his shadow is just kind of like, there are holes in the shadow that have opened up where eyes would be, and light is showing through. So it's just this kind of comical circles to show, like, what would be the eyes, and you see them just kind of widen as the octopus.
Yeah.
The octopi
No,
climb on the
Leanne.
top.
Yeah, what?
Blue-ringed octopus?
Yeah, it's a little blue octopus. And you hear, as you all kind of come over, you do hear more giggles. As a little head pops out from the dock, and another little head pops up behind these barrels, and another one.
What are these?
It kind of on the roof looking down at you. And they all go, and
Wait.
we're going to start some combat.
Right, so
They have
Gregory, I believe you were
foreheads.
correct.
All right. So, for
Swear to God,
combat,
Gregory, if we are dealing with 30 to 50 of these,
on
If we're
the
dealing with 30 or 50 of these,
right-hand side,
today.
right-hand side of the window, you should see the chat. Next to that is a little fist. Please click on the little fist. You should see yourself in the combat tracker. You can now roll for initiative.
yes. Hawa.
Kia.
And there should be a shit ton of dice coming on the screen soon.
Oh, Sarah, don't you have a thing where you can reduce your initiative for a thing?
Oh, I don't know. I think that was someone else. Some other character of mine.
There is a swashbuckler thing called After You, which
I
lets...
don't think I have that yet.
Yeah. It might not be something you have yet, but it is a thing that swashbucklers can do later.
I didn't realize I was muted. We click on the fist, and then we click on the die next to our name to roll initiative.
That is correct.
I'm making sure there wasn't like a step of like clicking on my token, because that was the thing in Roll20 I always forgot to do.
Exactly. This makes it a lot easier. All right.
Damn, 27 from Nash.
Nice. All right. And so we will now begin the encounter. And it will make a noise at you. I'm sorry.
We figured out a way to turn that down, didn't we?
Yeah, it's...
I did. I think it was one of my system settings.
All right, Nash, you are first. So combat.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What?
Combat, you have 3 actions. You can do whatever you want with those 3 actions as long as you have the actions for it. What would you like to do first, Nash?
That is an excellent question. Let me find...
First
That
initiative of the campaign.
Okie dokie. I think the first thing that I'm going to do, just to play with it, just to test it and see what happens, I'm going to make sure that this is the right feat, because I do not know their names yet.
There's a lot.
Yes, I'm going to devise a stratagem. All right.
Gotcha.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, there's a related thing I gotta look at. Hold on, where... There's a feat tied to this action. I need to go read what it says. Is that it? No. Is that it? No. I'm so sorry. I have too many things. And, like, I have a vague knowledge of what they do, which is, like, not
I mean, we literally just started this. This is our first combat in our first campaign of Pathfinder 2e.
Yeah. So, yeah, take your time. We'll walk you through it. There's lots of options. Investigators are notoriously a little tricky with all the stuff they have. Not as bad as alchemists, but... This is why I chose to be a fighter in my first campaign.
Okay, let me see here.
Octopuses.
Okay, alright, so I need to remember to declare things, because I forget about feats that I have related to the things that I'm doing, and I just kind of do them. Alright, I was looking because my Devise a Stratagem can be used as a free action if I know that the creature I choose is a subject of a lead that I'm pursuing. But I did not technically pursue a lead. I just did all of the things that would be pursuing a lead without pursuing a lead. Alright, so note to self, future Shelbs, because I know you're going to listen back to this. Hey, when you start investigating stuff, if you don't already have like a bunch of leads, which later on you might, and that's fair, but you do need to get them started, Shelbs. You need to pursue leads. It's a capital letter, pursue a lead. It's a thing you can do, and you need to do it because then you get some bonuses.
Yeah.
All right, but for the sake of starting this out, I am just going to go ahead and use this as an action. It won't be a free action, but I can do it as an action. Devise a stratagem. Let me find the thing I need to click. It's up here. Okay. Okay, so the way this rolls is a little bit weird because I don't have a thing to click on to roll Devise a stratagem, which for everyone's sake means that I do a roll. I just I roll a d20, and if I strike a creature later this round, I can use that roll with my intelligence modifier instead of an attack roll with my strength or dexterity.
Yeah.
And I'll get some bonus damage if that works out. The way that it works in Foundry is there's not a button for me to click just to do that roll. I can check a box and then make my strike, and then that roll is on it. The only issue that this causes is if I devise a stratagem and roll like a 1, I can decide not to use that and just do my strength or dexterity instead. But I'm going to check this box, and we're going to roll it and see what happens.
Yeah.
As soon as I roll my thing, I have got my whip right here, so that's what we're going with. Let me move my character sheet for a split second and actually see what's going on. What have I got by me? Oh, okay, so, I know there's like an octopi like right next to me, but I am more... Grimple, is that their name?
Yeah, they're Grimples.
Oh god. Okay, so... Alright, this little far right Grimple here. I'm gonna click on that.
Remember to right-click and target them with the little target.
Right-click and target.
Yeah, it should be the 2 circles.
Nothing is showing up for me.
I think there's a thing on the left
There
that you can click
is.
to...
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I might just be looking at something only I can see when I right-click.
That's totally fine. Okay, so that one, I've got him targeted. We're going to try to devise a stratagem. This entire action may not play out like this if the roll is low, but we're going to find out. Yeah.
Alright, a 15 is a hit.
Okay, so then that's 2 of my actions right there. 1 to devise a stratagem, and then 1 to actually go ahead and do said hit. Let me double check where my extra damage comes from, because I know it's there somewhere. Strategic strike. When you strike carefully and with forethought, blah 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 blah. Making a strike that adds your intelligence modifier. Due to devising a stratagem, you deal an additional 1d6 precision damage.
Okay.
Okay, so is there a way to... Do I just have to do an extra d6 manually then, I guess?
Hit the button and see what it does. If it doesn't show up, then yes.
Okay.
Because I think it automatically did it. Yeah!
Sick.
So, you take out that whip and hit this little critter right in the face. As it goes, and you now get a good look at this little critter. He's got a little boar face with little tusks, but bat ears and tufts of gross fur that are in like matted chunks and little wings. And he's wearing a bunch of little pouches all over him. And now, being this close to them, you see like parts, like something's like skittering across their skin. And that is, I think you have 1 action left?
I do. I got very distracted by the fact that as you were describing them, I was looking at the picture and you said pouch, and it clicked that is a pouch hanging around its neck and not, in fact, a strange little leotard. Okay.
Yes, it's a pouch.
Okay. Let me see. 1 action left. No, that's not the pop out I want. I want this one.
Excuse me.
Okay, there we go. I was double checking. Devise a stratagem is only for the first strike. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Which I figured it made sense. I just like to see it in writing so I know what I'm doing. No, I think I might just like try to back away from these little freaks. Because I'm fighting with my whip, so I can keep a little distance, or well, I can attempt to keep a little distance between us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to. Nope. I'm going to not target myself. Hello. This one. Okay. I'm gonna. Where am I going? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna shuffle back 5 feet.
Awesome.
Keep
Alright.
in whip range, but like make them come to me if they're gonna, which I assume that they are.
Yeah.
Alright, that's me.
This little octopus sees you move, and it starts blah, 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 flopping all of its tentacles coming towards you. And it goes to grab onto your foot, Nash, with its little tentacle. Boop. And it hits. And it like slurps itself around your foot.
Yeah. It's clearly not an action, but he does kind of like... He's shaking his leg while his shadow is kind of like doing a shooing motion with his hands, like trying to, get out of here.
Yeah. You are now grabbed by it.
Great.
And are you going to roll damage for me? Or are you going to be slow? Watch it roll like 3 times now.
Is there a way to see what all of my new little markers mean?
Oh, there's no damage on this. But yeah, it is grabbed, flat-footed, and I think the other one... immobilize. Grabbed. So this thing is like latched onto your foot. And so that's one action, to grab onto you.
Okay.
And then it tries to get you with its little beaky. And it's a hit. This one should have damage. Yeah, there we go. So it does 2 damage to you. Boop. As its little beak bites into your ankle. And I'm going to need you to roll me... a fortitude saving throw, please.
Okay.
So that should be on your first page there.
Yeah.
Right? Perfect. So you feel like this gross venom start to seep into your foot as this thing is grabbed onto you. But you, like, shake it off. And this one starts blub, 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 blub. Coming this way. And you're still the closest, so it's going to come for you now, too. This one is just going to try and peek at you. Chomp. Because its friend is on you.
Mm-hmm.
And does 1 damage. And again, I'll need that fortitude saving throw.
Got it. Ooh.
Oof. So yeah, this one, it's, you immediately start to feel a little bit sick. Stage 1. Okay. So remember that for next time.
Nash is just like, do watch out for these things.
Yeah. And that will be its turn. Creek.
Okay, I I think I do have, I was gonna say, do I have my bow equipped or my hatchet equipped?
I don't think you have either equipped currently. You've run in here.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I did come in running in unequipped. Okay. I forget. How do I equip those again?
So, should be on your actions. You should be able to change grip, sheath, drop. Looks like they're both like on there. So yeah, there. So you can.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Because I want her. She was going to shoot one of the Grimbles, but now that one of the octopus or octopi, you would say, is on Nash. She like. I was gonna say, am I still in range to hatchet one of the octopuses?
Yes, you are.
Cool. She's gonna strike it. Oh, actually, no. First, she's going to do. No, actually, yeah. She's just gonna straight up hack it with I could do two-handed, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Alright, she's gonna do that.
So click on the octopus you want to hit. And then hit the little target button on the left-hand side there. Select targets.
Left-hand side select.
Should be under like the little person, and then there's a... And then you click on the octopus.
There we go.
Yeah.
Got it.
Now you can swing.
Roll.
Oh, but this octopus, like, it flattens itself down onto Nash's foot and grips harder as you miss.
Alright. Just gonna try again.
Yeah.
One more. And just, she's really aiming for, like, the octopus's, like, tentacles.
Yeah.
To try and, like, snap them off.
So this is your second attack, so make sure you remember to hit the multiple attack penalty button.
Yes. Oh, yes. Boop. There
Yeah.
it is. So, -4. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ooh, but
it's pretty good. You
Dang, look at that.
as it like flips down, you like take a swing at it again and hit it square in it. So let's roll some damage.
I like to think that Nash was still like shaking his leg for the first one and sees what she's doing. It's just like, and like just holds his leg still a moment.
Yeah. And you cut into this octopus and take a big chunk out of it.
nice.
But that is your turn. So this little guy in front of you tilts its head back and forth and goes, and opens its little boar mouth and shoots 30 feet in a line this awful, gross projectile vomit.
Oh, sick.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so...
What the hell are these?
Terrible is what they are. You can roll on your turn to figure that out. But for now, I will need Vaz, Pickles, and Creek to roll me a fortitude save, please.
Oh, jeezy. Okay, fortitude. Where do we do saves again?
So on your main page there should be on the left-hand side that says saves. Fortitude, reflex, and will.
That's a nat 20 from Creek.
Oh,
Let's go.
yeah, you're used to grody gunk.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay. And I just hit the little dice and then...
Yeah, and then it should roll for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
15. Ooh. So, Pickles and Creek, you're just like, well, that was gross, but it doesn't really affect you. But, Vaz, you are immediately like, this is so disgusting. You are, now sickened.
Oh!
And I need to, just drop that in the chat so I can pull the little thingy. Sickened. You are not sickened too, but you are sickened. So what sickened does... You feel ill. Sickened always includes a value. You take a status penalty equal to the value on all your checks and DCs. You can't willingly ingest anything, including elixirs and potions, while sickened.
Oh, that's nasty.
You can spend,
no.
You can spend a single action retching in an attempt to recover, which lets you immediately attempt a fortitude save against the DC of the effect that made you sickened. On a success, you reduce your sickened value by 1. So, on your turn, to get rid of this effect, you're going to have to try and retch.
Are you saying vomiting is an action in Pathfinder?
Yes.
This is the greatest game ever.
And because the...
I think it's just vomiting in order to not feel all grody, like a...
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like a purposeful vomit, right?
Yeah. This, and it can't do this again for another 4 rounds, but that was,
Oofa.
It's putrid vomit, and then it goes and comes up towards Creek and tries to give her a little bite.
No biting.
Oop, I forgot to highlight you, but I think a 26 hits you.
It does.
Gives you a big old chomp.
Ouch.
And, as it chomps into you, I'm going to need you to roll a reflex save.
Ooh, okay. Okay, there it is. Oh, I got a +9. This should be fun.
Yo,
Oh, yeah. So, as it, like, bites into you, you get a good look at this little tusky mouth as it bites onto you, and you see squirming motions in its fur as lice kind of wriggles around in there. But it does not come up on you as it, like, pulls back and goes...
Okay. Rick is like a calm and kind of cool figure. She straight up shudders. Disgusted.
Yep. They're not great. This one kind of swings around this way, and then you see it pick up a rock, and it goes to throw it at Creek.
Hey, what the hell?
You're the one up in the front, so.
Oh shit. Yeah.
As you're, like, pulling away from the grottiness of this little lice-covered critter, you feel this thunk as a rock hits the side of your head, and you're like, ow.
Oh, okay, that kind of snaps Creek out of, like, her freak out, and now she's fucking pissed.
I can't believe we're getting attacked by grody iPad kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, games on your phone. Oh god.
Pickles.
You're right, though.
Okay. First thing I would like to do on this turn is I would like to make a check to recall knowledge.
Yeah.
I would like to recall knowledge. Hold on, let's see what I have. What I'm trained in. Can I recall knowledge Arcana?
Yeah.
About these?
Give me a roll.
So is that just an Arcana?
Yeah, just
then?
an Arcana roll. Just roll that.
Okay. Right. Okay. So this is my action is to recall knowledge Arcana. There we go. Let's try for a second. So a 19.
19. Yeah, not bad. So you know that these are Grimbles. And Grimbles are a type of gremlin. And gremlins are creatures from, like, the first world, living embodiments of nature's ability to wear away and erode and decompose. They come to the material plane to fuck stuff up, basically. Even more than most gremlins, Grimbles resent the trappings of civilization, inns and common rooms, and they hate all that. They want to go out of their way to fuck with that kind of shit. They live to spoil these conversations at inns and at pubs. They drop tavern signs on people. They are nasty little critters.
Okay. So Bastard is independent, so he does get a move on his turn. He does get one action on his turn on his own. His speed is 25.
With your Arcana roll, too, I'll also let you know, this probably won't be super relevant, but they have a weakness to cold iron because they are fey.
Like, specifically cold iron.
Specifically cold iron.
Yeah, that's a type of material, right?
Yep.
Okay, so just regular old weapons, regular old iron for weapons won't do it.
Yeah, it's got to be cold iron specifically.
Gotcha, okay.
I just figured I'd let you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know in the future. So I'm going to have Bastard, I'm going to have him move not all the way, I'm going to have him just for his movement. I'd like to have, he won't let me move there.
No, you'll have to let me know where you want him because
I just want him right here in front of me.
Okay.
I don't want him, yeah, I don't want him to get closer because I need him, like, in there next to my space for my touch attack stuff.
Yeah.
But I would like to cast a spell.
Yeah. I want to cast a spell.
Target a nearby creature make a spell attack. So, unfortunately, none of the creatures are close by to each other, really, to warrant that being much good at all, so... Yeah, that's gonna be my best choice right now. All right, I'm gonna cast Acid Splash.
Okay.
I didn't get the sense that they were like resistant to acid, right?
You didn't get that.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast this against this one in the back because it's the only one that I can get without hitting my friends.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry, I should have targeted him first.
Yes, target him, and then
I will cast Acid Splash.
Yeah. As you hit it, you should have the little attack on there in the chat. It should say attack.
Yes.
So hit that button.
Okay, that roll mode, keep higher. Oh, come on. Ah!
Unfortunately, this acid just kind of skirts by it, and he goes...
Actually, but because it does have the splash...
yeah. So it would...
So, if an attack with a splash weapon fails, succeeds, critically succeeds, all creatures within 5 feet, including the target, take the listed splash damage.
Yeah.
So he still does take the 1 splash acid damage.
They do. So 1 damage. So that means...
how do I mark that? Just... I don't know how to mark that.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So that's my turn for now.
Yeah. So Vaz, you feel very sick.
Oh, Vaz is yartzing.
Yeah. So yeah,
Absolutely.
If you want to do that, roll me again that fortitude save.
Oh, it's worse.
Yeah, you can't seem to shake it. You're like,
Can she only do that once per turn?
It's once, I think, every 4 turns, you said?
that creature can only vomit like that once every 4 turn. Well, because I had to roll for it to recharge.
That's what it was.
Yeah, you can do it every turn. In fact, you can take all 3 of your actions right now trying to do this.
I mean, I don't think I can get close to them because we're all kind of clustered up right there, so...
Yeah, it's a little bit of cluster fudge.
Yeah, so I will vomit again.
Yeah.
Just spent your turn yard.
Oh my god!
Yeah, this is nauseating. You're just like... Ugh.
Okay, she's just accepted this is her life, and I'm just gonna draw my rapier.
Cool.
So that way I just have it.
Pickles just watches her vomit like, Miss Vaz, are you okay?
I feel like because it's a failure, she didn't even. She just like is like, oh, like she's trying to.
Like dry
So she's just dry heaving, yeah.
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 Oh god, I love how
I'll be
Foundry
fine,
uses
just
your
give me a
full
moment.
name. It uses your full name and says you draw your rapier.
That's Lily Katerina
Yes, of
Sofia Zenivria Dankowska. Anyways, hey Scrag. It's your turn.
Sorry, I was in a weird position. So Scrag is going to say, "It's time to make takoyaki," and then is going to leap forward violently. I don't know if I can. There's not really room. I don't know how this is going to work.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah. No, can I go here? I know I'm on top of an octopus, technically.
You can move like one more. It's just like because they're small.
Yeah, just no for the purpose of And then Gertie is gonna. Gertie, why can't I move? Gertie?
You can't move Gertie. Tell me where you want Gertie to be.
Oh, right. I have to. Okay, no, I remember how this works. I have to command Gertie, and she gets 2 actions because she's a minion, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I command Gertie to be between this octopus and that, like, basically to be right here, like this octopus and this Grimple.
Yeah, we'll kind of put her here.
Yeah.
The octopus is tiny, so it's fine.
Does the octopus count as being flanked right now?
Yes.
Awesome. Gertie, as her action, because she moves, that's one action, and then she's going to bite the octopus.
Okay.
Because she wants that wet food.
Yeah. Squishy.
Sorry, Leanne, I meant to... Can I have communicated what I learned to the party on my turn?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure,
so
what was
Pickles will
that?
just...
So yeah, 20's a hit.
Heads
So
up,
you're gonna
all
hit?
these are Fae.
Scrag is very familiar with you. Okay, Scrag is moderately familiar with you. Scrag has seen a few Fae here and there, but, not an expert. Anyways, violence.
Scrag has seen 3 Grimble in his lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
That is-
I'm just gonna have
that
to
is
move
8.
her for a second as Damage. Gertie takes a big old bite of this and rips it completely off of Nash's foot and then swallows it. And
girl, like a girl.
And I'm going to move that out of the way and then put Gertie back over here. I'm going to move.
Does this other octopus count as being flanked?
No, it does not.
Okie dokie. I'm still gonna myrtleize it. I've only got 1 attack, but because I moved and then I commanded Gertie.
Yep.
But Scrag is going to. Actually, you know what? This mofo right here. Oh, I guess I can't move.
You can't move now. It is technically in a spot you can hit though, because it's tiny. It's in the square next to you.
Scrag is going to try and push it into the water.
Okay.
How do I do that?
Roll me an athletics check.
Okay, buddy. Good luck, Mr. Tiny Size. I don't know if I get an advantage or some bonus for that.
No.
Just how small it is. Okay.
No, you just roll you just roll your athletics.
Okay. Sorry, I have to.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but what Shelb said, please do the Pam voice first, Greg, and say, God forgive me, please, I need to hear this.
So you go...
God forgive me, please.
As you go to push it, it kind of floats out of the way, and you completely miss it, and it goes...
Greg, I'm not sure what you just said, but it was probably an insult.
Well, what language do they speak? Because I might be
I
able to
don't
understand.
know.
Do you speak Undercommon?
Yes.
It said...
Had big ugly lizard.
He called you a big ugly lizard.
It was quite rude, and too. I also
Greg,
speak
a big hand.
Alright, that's your turn though. So, this Grimble is on the roof. And it sneaks around this side and drops a rock on your head, Pickles. Or tries to. Let's see what happens. Rolls a 19.
That will indeed hit my tiny head.
Yeah, you feel this thunk as a rock just... Oh, not, I hit it the wrong one. Just a sec. Grimble did not take damage. Grimble was fine. Grimble dropped rock on Pickles. You feel this hard thunk as a rock gets hit on your head and you go...
Hey, I need that.
How many? No, that's 2. Okay. And then it like scares off and like starts bouncing on this little tarp.
Boing, 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 boing.
I can't actually see the roof of the cottage. Is that something that's supposed to be hidden?
It's up high and you're small, so yeah, you can't see up there.
No, I cannot.
Yeah.
Very well.
I think most people probably can't see up there very high, but there is a Grimble up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I also cannot see it.
Yeah,
so
there's
it's just because it's the rooftop.
It's a wall there, so it's kind of like out of your line of sight.
Yeah, so out of our field of vision.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit too close to the wall too, so that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, Nash, it's your turn. You're not feeling super great, but one of the octopuses is dead.
I feel better about that. Do I still have all of those statuses?
No, you do not, because it is dead.
Huzzah.
It is no longer grabbed. There's an octopus in front of you. There's a Grimble not too far.
All right. Well, this Grimble just caused a lot of problems for people. So, or one of them did. I've lost track of which one it did, but still. So this one that I've targeted, the one that I hit before that then went after Creek, I'm going to devise a stratagem. So let's see how that goes. And if successful, we're gonna whip it good. Okay.
Yeah, that is a miss.
So ignore all of that. I'm not going to use my intelligence. So that was an action on devising a stratagem. It wasn't a good one. We're going to attempt a regular strike without that.
Cool.
Still not great.
Not great. That is a miss still.
Okay, so lost my footing a little bit, having been latched on by an octopus and having it ripped off by a velociraptor. Hold on, me. I gotta find a way. Hold on. Can I? There. Yes. Okay. I can resize my sheet, so that's a little better now. You can go live on that roof. You can go live on that roof that I can't look at anyway. I don't have to keep like minimizing it and opening it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, Nash needs to back up out of here and let somebody else come be in the face of all of these people. So for action number 3, I am going to,
back up.
Remove myself from that situation. There's that, like, table thingy in my way. Can I, get as far as that?
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, difficult terrain works.
It's double, but we'll say that that's doable. And
okay.
I'm going to process. Oh, only one of those. Yeah. It's the same. So you feel like that poison kind of rip through you as you feel a little off. And I'm going to get you to make another fortitude save.
Okie dokie.
To try and shake this off. And yeah, you're like, kick it, and you're like, yeah, I feel better now. It's the poison leaves you. All right, octopus. It just saw its other octopus get eaten, so it scrambles around this side. And then it's going to try and grab onto Scrag.
Ooh, Scrag likes it when his dinner comes to him. How does your little dark eyes go, Grimbles? Pretty good, it doesn't seem.
Yeah, 14. I don't think that hits your armor class. It did not work properly. Yeah, no. It like tries to latch onto you. It doesn't work, and it keeps scrimbling. Creek.
Hello, where's Mayor? I have citizens' complaint about wildlife.
We are to peel back the curtain a bit, just feeding Scrag final Pam lines in the chat.
Okay.
We had the damning realization that that's who he sounded like, and we're all freaking out about it.
It's so fucking good.
Oh goodness. Creek. There's an awful little critter in your face.
I hate him. Yeah. So Creek's gonna target that one that took a big old chomp. And can I, like, kick it away as, like, an unarmed attack?
That would be a shove. So if you make an athletics, you can try and shove it.
Okay. Let's see. So where's my athletics? It'd be that, yeah? Yeah. Okay. So in athletics, boop, and boop.
So you rolled a 7. Oh, yeah. These are tricky little critters. It just, like, darts out of the way.
Damn. All right.
You, like, go to kick it, and it, like, zoop. It laughs at you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Then I'll do a two-handed strike again. And she just yells, "Return from whence you came." And hatchet strike. Ooh.
Cool.
Ooh, nice.
That is a hit. So roll me some damage.
You got it. Nice.
So, and you send it back from whence it came. You cut this little critter in half.
Nice.
Splort.
Yes. All right, and can I get what's a good angle to get so I can see like the roof? Can I like back up or something?
If you back up and go up those stairs, you can get a good look at him.
Okay.
I don't know if like you can actually see him per how it works, but I will say that you can hit him. But I don't think you can move all the way up there.
And wield my weapon.
20,
that's
25.
totally fair.
Yeah, like I don't think you have enough movement right now.
Oh wait, what? I was gonna say my movement is what?
Your
It's
movement is 30 feet.
30. Oh, okay, I can make it up these stairs, but that's it.
10, 15, 20, 20. Yeah, you can get there. So, move yourself there. I don't know if
It collides with at least one wall.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't want me to do that.
Yeah, so
Dang
move
it.
yourself
Okay,
a
sorry.
little bit and then move yourself the rest of the way.
Got it.
Yeah, there's a wall there.
Boop.
So I don't know if you can actually physically see it, but there is a little critter over here.
Got it. Once I get around this corner, then I should be able to see it, but I'm out of move, so...
Yeah.
Creek just rushes over the stairs because she's like, no freaking Brimble's gonna hurt my friend.
Yeah. So Nash, it is your turn again.
Did I black out and miss Pickles and Vaz's turns?
Maybe? What happened there?
No, because I didn't get a turn. It went from... How did that get reordered?
Yeah, I
I
thought
don't
that...
think I got a turn.
No,
What the
I didn't
heck?
get a turn either.
That's
I know
very
Scrag
strange.
went. I know Creek went.
Scrag, Creek.
Nash went already, I thought, for this
Yeah,
round.
Nash went, and then the octopus went, and then it jumped to Scrag.
Very strange.
Did
Okay,
the
so it
Grimple
did-
do anything?
I think it glitched a bit because it said my turn like 3 times, and it kept going dong dong dong.
Very
Because I've been sitting
strange.
here confused because I got the your turn is next bong, and I was like, oh Jesus, did I black out?
Yeah, that's very strange. Let me go back in order here.
I got a little too lost in the final Pam sauce, apparently.
Something glitched.
Because I only had one turn, so I think that Creek, we must have skipped like the back half of round 2.
Yeah, very strange. So I'll go back to this Grimble. I think this Grimble didn't even go.
Yeah.
Grimble, Pickles, Vaz.
He doesn't need to. He's fine.
Grimble's gonna go.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just skip him. It's good.
Now it's Grimble's turn. Grimble is going to bite. Or try to bite Scrag. Let's see what happens. I literally don't know what happened there.
I mean, we're learning. We're learning a new system and a new thingy.
23. Yep. Grimble bites. You feel this, like, awful little tusk in your hide there, and it does some damage to you. And I'm going to need you to make a reflex save, Scrag. I think I know what the problem was. There are 2 buttons here. One is next turn, one is next round. I think I hit the next round button.
That'd do it. That's a dangerous button. Why is that button there?
Yeah, that's a little weird. Scrag, you go to like pull your hand back as this thing bites you, and suddenly lice start crawling up into your feathers. And you are incredibly itchy suddenly.
No!
And
not again!
Greg
had to shave off all feathers last time.
And now you are classified as Stupefied 1. Stupefied. Your thoughts and instincts are clouded. Stupefied always includes a value. You take a status penalty equal to the value on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma-based checks, and DCs including will saving throws, spell attack rolls, and spell DCs. The spell checks that use the ability score. And you don't cast spells, so that last part isn't super relevant, but you are very itchy. And it bit. It's going to try and bite again, because it's here. I mean, why not? You can't get more lice on you. And it crits. It bites real good. Jump, 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 jump. And then it...
Greg, I'm bleeding profusely.
And... this is the one that vomited, so it's not going to.
His little belly is full of scrag meat.
It's full of scrag meat now. Let's try one more time. He can still bite. At 15, that is a miss. It chomps you twice and then, like, goes again, and you finally pull back and you're, like, scratching all over from all this lice that is on you now. Now it's Pickles' turn.
All right. Things went from not too bad to, oh geez, kind of serious. So the first thing Pickles is gonna do is yeah, okay. So the thing Pickles is gonna do is he's going to can I target that Grimple from here with am I in line of sight for the Grimple, or is Scrag in the way?
Scrag's kind of in the way.
Okay. So I'm gonna need to move either way. I'm gonna move myself here.
Yeah.
And Bastard, I want to move next to me.
Okay. Bastard.
And then I'm going to, that being my move, I'd like to use Hand of the Apprentice on this Grimple.
Alright. What does that do?
Alright. Excuse me, I do have enough focus points. Thank you very much. There we go. I hurl a melee weapon with which you are trained. Oh, I suppose I would need to unsheath my knife first. So I would need to draw that.
Yeah.
I hurl a held melee weapon with which I am trained at the target, making a spell attack roll. On success, I deal the weapon's damage if I hit with a melee strike, but add my spellcasting ability modifier to the damage rather than my strength modifier.
Okay.
On a critical success, I deal double damage, and I add the weapon's critical specialization effect.
Oh, nice.
Alright. No whammies. There we go. Hey, that's a crit!
It is a crit.
Okay, I need to look up what the weapon specialization is for daggers.
Yes.
Didn't think that I'd be the first one to get this.
Yeah, because, like, the weapon specialization stuff is not super common.
Okay, so the weapon
like
specialization...
realistically stab someone.
No, not just... I don't stab someone. I literally... Pickles holds the dagger like he's gonna run towards this thing and stab it, and then hurls it, and like a spectral hand takes a dagger and just carries it from him to the Grimple. What is the...
Just got shanked by a ghost. That's incredibly cool.
He takes 1d6 persistent bleed damage.
Okay.
I gain an item bonus to this bleed damage equal to the weapon's item bonus to attack rolls. Okay, so it doesn't have an item bonus. So,
sorry, 1d6?
1d6 persistent bleed damage. And also I get my regular damage of the dagger, but plus my intelligence.
So yeah, the d4 plus your intelligence.
Yeah. Okay, so hold on. So the damage, 1d4. That's a 2 plus my intelligence modifier, which is...
Well, and you critted, so that's another d4.
Okay. Oh, I should have just clicked the crit on the buttons here. Okay. Shall I just do it again, or...
Yeah, just hit the crit button.
Okay, I'll do the crit button. There we go.
Yeah,
6
6 damage.
plus my intelligence modifier, which is plus 4.
Okay. So
10
total. 6.
Plus the persistent bleed damage.
Well, I don't think the persistent bleed damage will matter because it's dead.
Hell yeah!
You just like fling this dagger, and it like, as it's like giggling about how the big bite it took out of Scrag, and he goes and falls to the ground.
Keep your life to yourself. In Undercommon, he says, "Keep your life to yourself," and then his dagger flies back into his hand, and he wipes the blood off.
Can I spit on him?
Pants.
You can, in fact, spit on him. You're
Greg
still
spits on him.
You're still,
probably a little bit of blood.
You're still covered in lice.
Yeah.
But I believe that's your turn, Pickles.
Yes, that's my turn.
That is
Great turn.
You still feel sick.
Okay. The stupefied force Scrag, is that something that mechanically will fall off, or does he need to do a save for that?
For that, he will need to dunk himself in water, I believe.
Oh.
While infested, the target creature is distracted by the itching sensation as its stupefied one, though it can use interact option to scratch the itching lice to suppress the stupefied condition for the lice for 1d4 rounds. The infestation ends after 24 hours or until the creature is submerged in water or exposed to severe cold.
Okay, never mind. I ain't got nothing for that. I missed where our good friend... There she is. Okay, so we've still got the one blue ring octopus and a Grimple somewhere.
Yeah, he's on the roof here. He's bouncing.
Okay, that I can't see. Okay.
I'll move him like right here so people can see him.
Okay. Yeah, I
think you can see him now.
Yeah, I can see him. I'm just trying to think of what to do.
You are.
Let's try and throw up again, first of all.
Yeah, roll me that check, the fortitude.
Blip.
Oh, yeah. Now, you've definitely bleh, and you feel so much better. You are no longer sickened.
Okay, cool.
Pretty, don't eat that.
You get it all up?
I believe so. Okay. Can I try and climb on the roof?
Yeah, you sure can. Athletics.
Okay.
We'll make that part of your move, but it will be an athletics check to climb up there.
Yeah. So I just click athletics.
Yeah.
Click. Roll.
Oh, 18. Yeah, 21 total.
Oh, you climb on the roof so good.
You climb so good, and you're just like effortlessly climb up on here. And I'm gonna put the Grimble here so you can see it. Yeah.
Pickles watches this and he's like, I guess she's good.
All right, and we're going to take a. We included that in my movement, or do we want to do movement and climb on the roof?
I'll include that in your movement. I think technically it should be 2, but I'll get you up there. You're good.
Okay, I appreciate. All right, and we're just gonna take a. I forgot to click him. 1 second.
All good. All good.
Right click.
We discovered the right click is a GM only thing.
Yeah.
If you'll look at the boxes on the left screen, the one with the 2 circles, click that first and then just click on it normally.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's what it was.
Because I did the same thing.
So, yeah, I was like, wait, I know I've clicked them before when we did the practice one. So
Yeah.
Okay, click him, strike, roll. Oh.
And that's unfortunately a critical miss. It just like does a backflip out of the way.
Oh, dude, shut up. And that's it.
Yeah.
Just up there with the guy.
Scrag, you're itchy.
Me? Yeah. Wait. Where's the guy?
Well, the guy's dead. There's one on the roof, and then there's the blue octopus over here.
Oh, can Scrag see it?
The octopus?
No, the guy on the roof.
No, not really from here.
I'm assuming it's an athletics check to get up there, and that'll take
Yes.
one action?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Scrag is going to do that.
Okay,
Scrag is good at athletics.
cool. Roll me the athletics.
Oh,
19.
that's a 19.
Yep. For what this is today, you can get up, scrimble up there.
And I can hit him from here?
Yes. It's kind of over here, but...
Yeah. Scrag is going to... Actually, you know what? Thrown weapons are dexterity, not strength.
Yes.
How does that work?
Well,
Okay.
it's dexterity to throw it. It still is strength for the damage.
Now, the boa is... Is that a trip attack? Like, how does that work?
What does it say?
It non-lethal,
I don't-
ranged thrown. Ranged
Okay.
trip. So you could do a trip attack.
And is that athletics?
1 second.
I'm sorry.
Trip action. You try to knock a creature to the ground. There are specific rules for this, so...
It's so tiny, too. If I trip it, is it just going to get, like, tangled up?
You have
That would
at least
actually
one
be
pen
really
free. The target, because this has the trip trait. Attempt an athletics check against the target. Trip. Bowl. Weapon can be used with trip with the athletic skill. Okay, so this would not be a roll to hit. It would be an athletics with it.
That is actually way better for me than a regular roll to hit, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
so I'm going to do that.
Let me just double check. It's taking a second to load. There's something about a -2 circumstance bonus. Non-lethal range. This weapon can be used to trip with the athletic skill at a distance up to the weapon's first range increment. The skill check takes a -2 circumstance penalty. You can add the weapon's item bonus to attack rolls as a bonus to the check. They don't have any add right now, so use the melee weapon to trip the range. Trip doesn't add. Okay, so yeah, you do it, but you take a -2 to the roll.
Okay, I added the circumstance penalty.
Yeah.
All right, let's try to trip this sucker. Ooh, a 21.
And that is versus their reflex save, which is... Where's my Grimple? Grimple is 17. So, yeah, you, like, wrap it around his little ankles and pull him down. And he hits the ground.
Yo!
I would like to...
One second.
He's like this tiny little thing on the ground, right?
Yeah, 1 second. I have to put the prone on him. He's prone now. He's prone now.
I'd like to... I mean, he's so small. Can
He's
I just, like,
very
hold
small.
him on the ground?
No?
I guess that... I don't know. I think that might be a grapple, technically.
That would be a grapple, yep. And
May I grapple him?
You can try to grapple him. It would be at multiple attack penalty at this point. Because you've already...
Oh, right. Well, he is prone, though.
He is prone.
I'll just attack him regularly. I'll stab him with my mangosh. So that is... Oh, I forgot to hunt prey, too. Oh, well. Do I get... I guess I don't get any kind of bonus.
No.
If there is a prone bonus, it won't be big enough.
The prone bonus is that his AC is now 13 instead of 15. So still is a miss. It's like writhing on the ground, like.
I guess like trying to stab him. It's like, yes, stand still.
Yep. It is now the Grimble's turn. He's going to stand up. Does not like how this is going. So he starts flying. 5, 10, 15, 20.
I hate that I don't get attacks of opportunity anymore.
Flies over here, and then he ducks down and flies in here, and suddenly you can't see him. He's gone.
Vaz just looks at Screg like, well, we're up here now.
There we go. And yeah, Creek, this guy seems to have vanished.
Straight up vanish?
Yeah. From where you're standing, you can't see what happened, but he's gone. But Pickles, you actually did see what happened, because from where you're standing, you're the only one who would have. There is a hole in the wall here, and it squeezed through and crawled through.
Shit.
And I'm going to say at this point, the octopus like slurps into the ocean and the encounter is done. Everything has run away.
Oh. Nice.
Because it is getting a little late.
Mm-hmm. No worries.
Nash will look over.
Sorry.
Nash will...
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to. You go.
Yeah. Nash will look across the way here at Ginny, who I'm assuming is still there, and having like shaken free of like the poison, just will look over. I do believe we found the culprits.
Yeah. Seems that way. And yeah, as you kind of like all gather down here, you do notice that part of the wall here has been boarded up, and the Grimple has wandered through a hole and scurried away, but there's like little claw marks on there. You think if you pulled away at the wood here, you could crawl through as well. And as you're all looking at that, I think that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Mace, before we end it, can Screg swan dive into the water off the roof to get rid of this stupefied condition?
Yes. You're no longer stupefied. You got the lice off you.
He just does an elegant swan dive and takes a dip.
What? It doesn't. Yeah.
Also, as we're looking at the hole in the wall, I want to make it official. Nash is pursuing a lead.
Nash is pursuing a lead. Yeah.
Next episode.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was so much fun, guys.
Yeah.
Also,
So fun.
the thought occurred to me, so I am going to like throw this out there for the sake of Pickles and Creek. Whenever we do finish this quest and return to receive the reward, we should also in turn remember to receive the reward that we went there to get in the first place.
Oh yeah, whoops. We totally forgot.
We got swept up in it. Oopsies.
Well, I'll be like 100% transparent. That reward wouldn't have been there yet because you just got her home. She needs to send a note.
True.
So it's probably going to be there
Perfect.
by the time you get back.
Then we did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Hey.
Don't worry about it.
It's cool. Levi knows us now, so he'll hook us up.
Yeah.
God. Well, immediately I know the first spell that Pickles is going to be looking for when he can is the pest form, because
Yes.
I need Pickles to be able to turn into small things so that we can investigate stuff like this.
We should also at some point introduce ourselves to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone knows the other.
That's what the moment was supposed to be, where he's like, put your name on the sheet.
We just all signed it and didn't talk to each other because we were just kind of still a little dumbfounded of like, okay, we just joined parties with the dinosaur salesman.
Everyone knows Vaz's name though, because she just said it and expected Levi to write it down for her.
Yeah. And Levi just kind of stared into thin air going, cool. You gonna write it?
Nash went last, so he read everyone else's name on the paper.
Yeah.
I also love the what we're establishing is that both Pickles and Nash are very inquisitive, but Pickles is a much worse note taker than Nash.
Nash has a bullet journal. Every single thing is written down in there.
It's great.
Yeah, Pickles is good at his own notes for his own stuff, but not like good at actually actively taking notes in the moment.
Like, I bet if Nash like sees Pickles' notebook, they'll be just like, what is all this chicken scratch? What does this all mean?
Yeah.
Like just Pickles like, nah, I know what it means.
Well, this was a great first session, guys. So goodbye, goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, it was so
Glad to be
fun.
back.